It's been 3 months since I bought the Apple Watch Series 9, and in this video, I'm going to walk you through my favorite features, what makes this watch worth considering, and who I think should actually upgrade to it. Let's start with something simple but important: battery life. Now, for a smartwatch, the battery life on the Series 9 has been excellent, and I emphasize for a smartwatch because you're still going to want to charge it once a day. I personally wear mine to track sleep, so I usually throw it on the charger during my morning shower, and sometimes again at night after a workout. With that routine, I haven't had a single issue with it dying on me, and the fast charging really helps. Just keep in mind, the Apple Watch SE models don't support fast charging. That's exclusive to the Series 7 and newer. Now let's talk Siri. And I know, that name probably sparked some mixed feelings. Let me know in the comments what your experience has been, but honestly, Siri on the Series 9 has been way better for me. Thanks to the new S9 SiP chip, which has a dedicated neural engine, tasks like setting timers or sending quick messages feel noticeably faster. Up to 2 times faster than the previous generation, actually. And since many Siri requests are now processed directly on the watch instead of going to the cloud, it feels a lot more responsive. Another thing I've appreciated is the brighter display. The Series 9 can hit up to 2000 nits, which is double what the Series 8 could do. That means way better visibility outdoors, even with sunglasses on, which is one of those small quality-of-life things that ends up mattering more than you'd expect. So those are some of the new Series 9 features I've genuinely loved. But what about the ones I haven't used much? Let's start with Double Tap, aka the pinchy pinch gesture. In theory, it's cool. You can answer calls, stop timers, play, or pause music with just a finger gesture. But in practice, I honestly forget it exists most of the time. And when I do try to use it, it usually takes a couple tries to actually work. Plus, it's not supported in every app. I use Pocket Casts all the time for podcasts, and Double Tap doesn't do anything in that app, which is a bummer. Another underwhelming one for me has been the HomePod handoff feature. You're supposed to be able to bring your watch near a HomePod and instantly control the music. I've tried, it just never seems to work right. This feature relies on the new ultra-wideband chip in the Series 9, which does come in handy for finding your phone or AirTags more precisely. That part actually works really well. Now, let's talk about a few watchOS 10 features that have stood out, though these aren't exclusive to the Series 9. The overall UI got a nice refresh in watchOS 10. Apple's redesigned a bunch of apps to take better advantage of the larger displays. And the weather app in particular is super handy now. You can just tap the dial and quickly see temperature, precipitation, and more. One of the biggest changes is Smart Stack. You can get to it by swiping up from the bottom of the watch face or turning the digital crown, and it gives you quick access to widgets for timers, music, weather, calendar, and whatever else is relevant in the moment. You can also pin your own favorites. It's a great idea and one I've ended up using a lot, though it took a while to break the habit of swiping up for Control Center, which now lives behind the side button instead. There's also the new Snoopy watch face, which I don't use often, but when I do, it puts a smile on my face. I still prefer the infograph face because of all the complications I can pack onto it, but Snoopy is a fun change of pace. Fitness tracking is another area where the Apple Watch continues to shine. I love the automatic workout detection. When I go for a walk, it usually logs it automatically after about 12 to 14 minutes. The Compass app is helpful on hikes, especially now that watchOS 10 adds trail views and topographic maps. And if you're into Apple Fitness Plus, like I am, the Series 9 integrates beautifully with the Apple TV for tracking your progress in real time during workouts. I also use it nightly for sleep tracking. Sure, it's not 100% accurate, but it gives me a good general idea of how long and how well I slept. That's good enough for me. Media control is another thing I rely on daily. Whether it's Apple Music, Spotify, or Pocket Casts, it's just super convenient to control playback right from my wrist. I usually play media from my phone and control it with the watch, which works great, especially with AirPods, where auto-switching makes the whole process feel pretty seamless. I also love the haptic feedback you get from Apple Maps directions. Different taps for left and right turns make it easy to navigate without looking at your wrist constantly. And yeah, I use the timer and alarm features all the time. Laundry, cooking, you name it. With faster Siri, Those small tasks feel even snappier now. Texting on the tiny keyboard? Surprisingly usable. Not something I do all the time, but when I need to, it works. And of course, having glanceable info like weather, sunrise, sunset times, calendar events, and quick shortcuts to apps like fitness and podcasts, all on the watch face, is just super handy. Now let's talk about the downsides. First, the big one. This watch only works with an iPhone, so if you're on Android, you're out of luck. That's always been Apple's walled garden approach, but it's still disappointing for those who might prefer the Apple Watch's features or design. Next, software updates. Because I wear the watch to bed, it rarely updates automatically. Apple schedules updates for the middle of the night while it's charging, and that just doesn't work for me. I wish I could customize when auto updates happen. And finally, repairability. I really wish Apple would make the battery user replaceable. Right now, if your battery degrades, you're either making an appointment with Apple or ordering specialized tools to try and fix it yourself. For a product so personal and worn daily, I think it should be easier to service. So, who should upgrade to the Series 9? If you're using a Series 6 or earlier, this is a great step up. Better performance, brighter display, faster Siri, and smoother overall experience. But if you're on a Series 7 or 8, you're probably fine holding off unless you really want those speed boosts or ultra-wideband features. As for me, I'm happy with the Series 9. It's not perfect, but after 3 months, it's still a watch I reach for every single day. If you liked this video and you found it helpful, please like, comment, and don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more of my thoughts. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye!